The morning chill wrapped around the small town like a quiet sorrow. On a cracked sidewalk, a mother knelt before a toy shop window, her breath fogging the glass that separated her daughter from a dream she couldn't afford. Inside, a Barbie doll smiled behind clear plastic, golden hair, pink gown, and eyes painted with a kind of joy that seemed to mock their reality. Harper's fingers trembled as she pulled her coat tighter, pretending not to notice the longing in her little girl's eyes. "Sweetheart," she whispered, forcing a smile. "Maybe next year." But even she didn't believe it. Mia, only 6, pressed her tiny palm against the glass and whispered, "She looks like me, Mommy." Behind them, people hurried past. No one saw, no one cared. But one man stopped. He watched silently, not out of pity, but recognition. A memory flickered in his mind. His own mother once staring through glass she couldn't afford to break. That he was Cole Harrington, the CEO of the very company that made those dolls. And in that fragile moment, between a child's wish and a mother's heartbreak, something inside him shifted. Because sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can ripple further than a lifetime of success. If you believe compassion still exists, stay till the end. This isn't just a story about a doll. It's a story about how humanity, in its quietest form, can rewrite someone's life forever. The sun had barely risen, and the town still carried the soft blue hush of morning. Frost clung to the windows of the small toy shop on the corner of Maple Street. Inside, shelves gleamed with colors: red, yellow, and pink boxes neatly arranged in rows, each one promising laughter, play, and imagination. Outside, Harper knelt by the display window. Her coat was too thin for the cold, and her hands were red from the bite of the wind. Yet, she didn't notice. Her gaze was locked on one thing: a Barbie doll with cascading golden hair and a sparkling pink gown that shimmered under the store's warm lights. Beside her stood her daughter, Mia, 6 years old, her cheeks pink from the cold, her dress faded from too many washes. Her small hand clutched the sleeve of her mother's coat, eyes wide with the kind of innocent hope only a child could have. "That one, Mommy?" she whispered, pointing at the Barbie. "She looks like a princess." Harper swallowed hard. She didn't want to lie, but the truth hurt too much to speak aloud. "I know, sweetheart," she murmured. "But Mommy can't afford it right now." Mia didn't cry. She simply nodded, still staring at the doll behind the glass, as if memorizing every detail to carry home in her dreams. Harper looked away, ashamed. She used to promise herself that Mia would never go without. But life had a cruel way of testing promises. Once, Harper had worked in a small cafe, a cheerful place with laughter, coffee steam, and the smell of cinnamon rolls. She'd loved it there. Every paycheck, she'd set aside a few dollars for little joys: crayons, ice cream, hair ribbons. But when the cafe closed, everything changed. Bills piled up. The landlord's voice grew sharper. Meals became smaller. Now every penny mattered. And as Mia's 6th birthday approached, Harper felt the weight of her failure pressing down like winter itself. "Maybe next year," she said softly, brushing her daughter's hair aside. Okay, Mommy," Mia replied, her voice barely above a whisper. They turned to leave, and that's when Harper noticed him. A man stood near the door of the store, watching quietly. He wore a dark gray suit, his hair perfectly combed, a leather briefcase in one hand. His face was unreadable. Not cruel, not condescending, just thoughtful. Harper felt a wave of discomfort. She pulled Mia's hand and began to walk faster. But the man didn't move. His name was Cole Harrington, though Harper didn't know that. To her, he was just another wealthy stranger. But Cole wasn't standing there out of idle curiosity. He had seen them through the glass. The way Harper's eyes glistened when she whispered to her child, the way she tried to smile despite her trembling lips. Cole was the CEO of Harrington Toys, the very company that made that Barbie. And though his world was full of luxury, private jets, board meetings, and endless profit margins, he hadn't felt truly human in a long time. Something about Harper's quiet despair cut through the noise of his life like a whisper in a storm. He watched as Harper led Mia away, their shadows stretching across the sidewalk. Then, almost without thinking, he turned back into the store. "Excuse me," he said to the clerk behind the counter. "That Barbie in the display window, the one in the pink gown. Could you wrap it, please?" The clerk blinked. "Of course, sir." When Cole stepped outside again, Harper had just reached the corner. He called out gently, "Miss, excuse me." Startled, Harper turned. Cole walked toward them, holding the pink box wrapped neatly with a silver ribbon. Harper instinctively took a step back, pulling Mia behind her. "I don't mean to intrude," Cole said softly, "but I couldn't help overhearing. I think every little girl deserves something special for her birthday." Harper shook her head quickly. "Oh no, please. I can't accept that." Cole's expression didn't change. He didn't insist, didn't patronize. He simply held out the gift and said, "You're not accepting it from me. You're accepting it from one parent to another." Something in his voice, calm, sincere, almost familiar, broke the wall around Harper's heart. She hesitated, then slowly reached for the box. Mia's eyes widened. "Is that for me?" Cole smiled, the faintest hint of warmth returning to his tired face. "It's for a princess, isn't it?" Mia giggled softly, hugging the box like it was made of starlight. Harper tried to speak, but her throat closed up. "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything," Cole replied gently. "Just keep going. You're doing better than you think." He turned to leave, then paused. "By the way, we're hiring seasonal staff at our warehouse. If you're looking for work, tell them Cole sent you." And with that, he walked away, disappearing into the flow of morning traffic, leaving Harper standing there with her daughter and a gift she never expected. That night, Harper baked pancakes instead of a cake. She found an old candle from last year and lit it. Mia clapped her hands, singing off-key as the flame flickered. When Harper placed the Barbie box on the table, Mia gasped. "She's beautiful." And for the first time in years, Harper cried. Not from pain, but from gratitude. In the days that followed, she gathered her courage and went to the warehouse Cole mentioned. She didn't have references or a fancy resume, just hope. When she said Cole's name, the manager smiled. "You must be Harper," he said. "We've been expecting you." That was the day her life began to change. She worked hard, long hours, aching hands, but every night she came home to Mia's laughter. Slowly, the fear that once haunted her heart began to fade. Months passed. Rent was paid on time. Groceries filled the shelves again. And every morning, Harper would tie her daughter's hair with new ribbons. Bright yellow ones. One evening, she took Mia back to that same store window. The display had changed. New dolls replaced the old ones. "Do you remember this place?" Harper asked, smiling. Mia nodded. "It's where we met the man who gave me my Barbie." Harper knelt beside her and whispered, "Yes, sweetheart, but it's also where our story changed." Mia looked up at her with wide, shining eyes and said softly, "No, Mommy, it's where you changed everything." Harper hugged her tightly, the world around them glowing with the soft light of dusk. Cole never spoke of that morning. To him, it wasn't a grand gesture, just something he knew he had to do. But sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness echo the loudest in the lives of others. Harper would often tell Mia, "Remember, my love, kindness doesn't cost much, but it gives back everything." And Mia, holding her Barbie close, would always smile and reply, "Just like the man in the suit," because sometimes heroes don't come with capes, money, or fame. Sometimes they simply stop and choose to care.